Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Podcast Minute Talk Show. I'm Tyler.
I am Aiden.
I'm Jack Ryan, Shadow Warrior.
And this is Podcast Minute Talk Show. So guys, it's been a whole freaking 7 days since you last heard our voices in your brains. We're still sitting here. We haven't left. We've been, getting real cozy and comfy up in this biatch.
Sean glued our asses to the seats. He left us here to starve, but thankfully Dave brought us some granola bars because he wasn't glued down, but he can't really do anything about this anymore.
If you haven't heard him earlier, we have a very special guest here. Also, in case you can't hear, I'm not sure if you can hear it in the background or not, and I just want to address this in case you can, so you're not confused. We're doing a rainforest-themed episode of Podcast Minute Talk Show today. We're in the middle of a hurricane, we're
pouring.
Now, you might think, why can't Sean edit out the audio, in post? What do you think, Tyler? You think Sean's good enough of an audio engineer to do it? He's probably terrible.
Man couldn't find his way out of a paper bag.
The guy's, dude couldn't even, dude's like a snake trying to eat its own tail. He's stuck in a loop, living the same.
Can we stop talking about
over and over again? Never. Why? Why are you so offensive?
I have no idea who this person is.
I know. So why do you seem so defensive?
I'm not defensive.
You haven't even introduced yourself yet. Can you tell the audience who you are?
I did. Before
you said you introduced your name. You didn't really tell much about yourself. Otherwise,
I said I was a Shadow Warrior.
Yeah. So
can you elaborate on that?
My name is Jack Ryan, Shadow Warrior.
So we had you on for something a little different, or at least, to my understanding, you were going to talk about something a little different. All right, tell me more about.
Do tell me what you thought I was going to do.
Never mind.
If you could say my story, please write a book.
Well, we were here to talk about Hamilton, the new movies.
Don't
on
even
Disney
say
Plus.
the man's name.
Alexander Hamilton.
There we go. He's the only Hamilton in the world. Suddenly. No.
I
Yeah.
guess
Right.
not.
So I'm confused what your relationship is to the play or him or whatever, and then also what your relationship is to being a Shadow Warrior and how they connect.
You just asked me 3 of the most important questions of my life.
I'm an interviewer.
They are
I do
pretty
that.
defining moments, I'd assume.
They are good questions. I'll tell you this, but please space them out.
We'll do one at a time.
It's
then.
a lot.
Just take them one at a time. Yeah.
Should I answer them? Should I write this down? Should I come back?
You don't have to answer them in any particular order. In fact, you could do reverse order. How do they connect first?
Reverse order.
Yeah, so
I
first-
can't even spell my own name backwards.
Let's save Shadow Warrior for
Kaj.
last, I think.
Nyar. Nair.
Huh.
There, I surprised myself.
Good for you, man.
Who am I to Alexander Hamilton?
Yes.
What is bread to butter? Exactly.
Condiment.
I was going to say condiment, which I don't think is the right answer at all, but I was thinking the exact same word.
I'm a descendant of one of the key figures in the story of Alexander Hamilton.
You're a descendant of one of the founding fathers?
I guess you could say that.
Really? Who exactly?
Who?
Yes.
James Madison.
Really?
Wow, really?
Yes.
That's awesome. How are you related?
He is my uncle.
That definitely doesn't track. He
was 2 cast rotations after Lin-Manuel Miranda's original cast did Alexander Hamilton on Broadway. My uncle, who played James Madison.
You're related to an actor who played James Madison.
Yes, what did you think?
I thought you were actually related to James Madison.
He was your ancestor.
I've got to say, you two are idiots.
How
could I be the nephew of a man who's been dead for 200 years?
That's why we were confused.
Exactly. I would be confused too if I was born into this world with not enough brain matter in my brain like you guys.
Okay, you don't know anything about me.
I know enough to make a good assumption.
So we know that you're the nephew of the actor from 2 cast rotations ago.
Yes, now you know.
I guess, how is that interesting, worthy of going on a podcast to discuss? It sounds kind of, how do I put this? It sounds kind of boring and uninteresting, and I don't care much so far. In fact, I'm about ready to go to the next guest interview because, honestly, I just don't think this is very interesting.
Let me tell you this.
Okay.
I would not blame you.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this as well. Alexander Hamilton, that play made by that man, Lin-Manuel Miranda,
Yes.
that hack, is nothing but an undersell of the actual events of that man's life.
I mean, I thought the performance was pretty all right. I don't really see
And
what
accurate.
you're getting.
Performances aside, it's not accurate. Nowhere close to the actual events that happened.
Look, man, I got a D in history in 5th grade. Also, I haven't even seen the play, and if I'm being honest, I know very little about it. But I trust Broadway, and I'm going to stick my guns on this one. I believe it's accurate, 100%.
It seems popular enough. I don't think people would like it as much.
Alexander Hamilton, to my knowledge, was, is, and always will be a black man.
Let me tell you this. There is one thing I know for sure that you do not know.
Yes.
And that is this. Hamilton, the play, musical, whatever you want to call it, garbage heap, that's fine, came out at the same time as SpongeBob SquarePants, the musical, on Broadway. Nickelodeon, the corporation, paid a substantial amount of money to have Lin rewrite the play, underselling all of the actual events, including my, uncle's part, James Madison. He was a big part of it, but he got a little bit gypped.
I
Yes.
don't know about that.
No,
I feel like he
actually,
wasn't really
rewriting
important.
history itself.
He wasn't really that important.
No, in order to make it. No, in order to make the story less interesting so that SpongeBob could sell more tickets. And what did they do? And what did they... Oh my goodness. Alexander Hamilton and James Madison was the original title of the play.
All right, Tyler, I want to ask you something, man.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure something out. So you just answer these questions like off the top of your head. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
Just name the first 3 founding fathers that go to your head. Go.
Ben Franklin, James Madison, and Alexander Hamilton.
I wasn't asking you.
I thought that was for me. I got
I'll explain my choices. Ben Franklin
know
is
what
big
your
and
choices
round.
were.
You always think of a big round man first. James Madison, one of the most important founding fathers. He was actually the one who thought that we could ride horses instead of having them.
I would not have
scare
said
the enemy.
You wouldn't have said James Madison.
No, I would not.
Neither would I.
I would have
think he's
said
that
Thomas
important.
Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
over
Thomas
James
Jefferson
Madison,
was too busy inventing the light bulb. That man is nothing but another brainiac fool.
That's Edison.
He should E equals MC squared my ass,
Einstein.
his fist up my fist up his ass.
How could he even get it up there when he invented gravity? His hand is stuck to the ground.
Exactly. These are the questions we need to be asking, and not, will Lin-Manuel Miranda make a Hamilton 2? No, he should be making James Madison the prequel to Alexander Hamilton.
Why would they make a Hamilton 2? He dies at the end of it.
Exactly. It wouldn't make any sense. What, they'd string up a lifeless man up there and dance him around like some sort of puppet? It'd be ridiculous.
I think I would watch that.
No, actually, I've done that.
Americans, truly the most disgusting.
After me and
pigmen
Sean
people.
killed all those kids by accident with the epilepsy episode, we did bring their lifeless body up and string them around like puppets in Times Square, New York, to make sure that the parents could see their kids dancing around once again.
okay.
Yes, when searching up 1 Minute Talk Show to do research for this interview.
You saw that episode?
Yeah, no, that is the top story.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot of controversy. for it.
Millions dead. Children brought back to
Thankfully.
life. Accidentally sent into
apologized.
spoons and forks and planks of wood.
But they're back.
Thankfully, I was not one of those children. Otherwise, I'd be stuck as my little brother's crayon.
Anyway,
Like my older brother.
back to Alexander Hamilton.
Back to... Please, rephrase that. Back to the untold story of James Madison.
Okay. Do you want to talk a little bit about James
Madison's a
Madison?
one-dimensional human being. Not a character, human being. He's got no personality. He's a lot like, I don't know, Sean from 1 Minute Talk Show.
I've never met this Sean, but I can tell you this. That man is hiding something.
Really? Hiding
Yes.
what?
Hiding, I don't know. Some sort of deep, dark struggle that he doesn't even want anybody to have a glimpse of.
Oh.
Because he needs to burden it all by himself. He's a hero. Much like James Madison.
Really?
Yes.
How
many ways?
Tell me what James Madison really did for us.
Everything that Alexander Hamilton did, James Madison helped him on.
Okay. But it seems like, Hamilton was like the main achiever.
That's what history would have had you not think, and then they rewrote the play, and the play has you think that.
What?
In the history books, 5 years before Hamilton became a worldwide sensation, James Madison was often on the cover, not Alexander Hamilton.
Okay.
I can see I'm losing you, much like the second half of the play did when I realized that James Madison would not speak again.
I haven't seen the play. I just want to know.
Let me ask you
Baby
this.
Lincoln, how big of a role does he play?
Baby Lincoln?
Yeah.
At the end, kind of like that episode of The Mandalorian when Baby Yoda comes in.
Yeah.
They kind of open up the
First
little
episode?
Yes, the carriage. They open up the carriage. Oh my God, that baby has a beard, and
And a
he
hat,
looks so
top hat.
funny with that big hat
And honest.
and that bullet wound on the back of his head.
Okay. So I've pretty much answered all my questions about the play.
Really, you don't even have one more question for me?
I was going to ask Tyler if Tyler has any questions.
All right, I'll take a question from this soft-looking one.
Yeah, take a question from the soft one.
I mean, I suppose that's all I really have to ask about the play, but you did mention earlier on that you were a shadow warrior. Could you maybe talk about that? Because that does sound a lot more interesting than this whole relation to just some random actor who seems inconsequential to the story of Hamilton or James Madison.
I apologize, but after I tell you this information, I will have to sever your ears.
Okay, then how about you don't
I
tell
will have
us?
to cut off both of your ears. Are you willing to hear this information?
Can I? Well, we're in front of like a huge audience.
I need a clear, concise yes or no answer.
Will you have to cut off all the audience members' ears? Are you going to hunt down every single person listening to this information's
That would be
ears?
impossible.
Okay, then why cut
I'll
off
tell
our-
my higher ups that I didn't know it was being recorded.
Okay, well they'll hear it and hear you say that.
I'll
But
go in
anyway,
and edit
yeah.
the audio
gonna sue us? You're
while
on
I go in
audio.
and edit out this rainfall.
No, only Sean edits out the audio.
Yes, he asked me to help. I would be that James Madison to his Alexander Hamilton.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear it.
A shadow warrior, one who fights from the shadows. You would think, right?
Yes.
No. A social justice warrior is nothing but a sham. I was originally part of the group, when they were being founded. One could almost say I was the James Madison of the social justice warriors.
Okay.
But now, I've started a new organization.
What's that?
Much like Elon Musk got really cool after he sold PayPal,
Yeah.
I got really cool once I started the Shadow Warriors. We meet in my basement. Everybody wears these really cool goggles. They look like pool goggles, but I've colored the eyes in Sharpie so they're black and they're cool. And we meet and we talk about how can we get this man elected?
Which man?
That man who used to do that voice for James Madison in those old historical cartoons in Schoolhouse Rock. He did a perfect representation of James Madison and what he stands for. And what he stands for behind Alexander Hamilton.
Huh.
I'm sensing that it's almost time for me to leave. And before I drop my smoke pellet and sever your ears, let me leave you this one last
Yes.
statement.
Please.
I did not do anything to those kids. Those ears on those kids at that school that I got to talk at. All 260 kids accidentally all ripped their ears off.
That seems very unlikely.
I don't
but
believe it.
Thank you very much for, I guess, explaining.
Thus,
Whatever
my
that
sonata
was.
has come to an end. I will end my life on Podcast Minute Talk Show, just as I started,
At
the bottom.
Please
at the
don't.
deep, dark bottom that no one can hear me.
This is really good, Tyler. I feel like I don't know. I've really wanted our podcast to be one of those podcasts that you look up to that a man has died on.
Yeah, it's good for publicity.
The
That's
Joe
for
Rogan
sure.
podcast had that. What other big podcasts?
Yeah, Joe made that girl drink
H3,
16 gallons of water.
H3
Yeah,
podcast had it
Joji.
4 times.
Joji,
Bill Burr.
Ethan shot Joji in the head.
Yeah, Bill Burr, Ethan himself, his dignity too. That shit went out the door. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Did he come on, Joji go on his podcast when he was still Filthy Frank?
No.
He only started going on
They
later?
actually podcast started like after he was
When did
done.
Joji quit Filthy Frank?
I think it might have been
When
like
did Frank quit?
2018, 2017.
When did Filthy quit?
No, I deal in history of 200 years ago, not this weird
Really?
alien speech.
Really? Name all the amendments.
Amendment 1 through 5, you can just ignore those. Those don't really matter. Amendment 13 is actually where we start to get to the real interesting stuff. James Madison wrote none of the amendments, but I'm sure if he could, he would have really helped Alexander write a lot of them.
Well, it's been great having you on. Unfortunately, I'm getting a note from our producer of Podcast Mythology Show that we are just...
Yeah, Sean's the producer. Is he texting you?
Yeah, no, he sent me... Well, I have a letter that he wrote down 3 days ago that he said read it exactly 6:34 p.m., which is the time that it is right now today.
Holy
crap. And it says, at this time, you should stop recording and take a break, and then I'll come in a couple minutes later, and then we can start recording. So, fortunately, we did take a break because Sean's the producer, and he tells me what to do.
I thought there was some sort of joke there, but turns out you just literally read some sort of note
from the past, displaying it. And you see how it's... I've got some sort of proof that it's from 3 days ago that I can't think of right now.
Yes, the paper is crumpled. It looks aged 3 days.
Thank you, yes.
Yes, all right. Goodbye, guests.
Guys.
And when I come back, you'll be regretting not listening to me.
We will see you guys in just a momento. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody.
To iCarly.
Sean is here. Where were you, man?
I was fishing.
Did you see that we had this guy from I don't know, he seemed to be fond of you. Jack Ryan was his name, something like that, Shadow Warrior. He said you were going to work on editing the podcast together.
No, I don't know who that is.
He sounded like he knew you
And
personally.
for your own safety, you should stop asking stuff about that.
Okay.
Shadow Warrior stuff.
Yeah, just don't.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to our podcast. I just wanted to say that if you want even more freaking 1MTS content, if you're like, I listen to them for an hour and I watch their videos, somehow, I don't know why, but if you want even more context and stuff like that, then you can sign up to our little Remind 101 thing. It's called Subtext. Text the number 917-540-3146, and you can get little messages from us, and we're going to send you behind-the-scenes stuff that doesn't make it, that only people who sign up can get access to, and videos that we record on our phones when we're yelling at each other on recording days, and fun stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
stuff the censors remove.
we also
real
read...
racist stuff, real bad stuff.
We also read most of the messages that get sent there, and we respond to actual questions and not just people writing the word poop and then sending that out and expecting a response.
P-Man versus Pooh Boy.
But so I just wanted to give a shout out to that, guys, real quick.
That's great.
While we're on the topic of promotions,
yeah,
I just released a song, guys. It's out now. It's called No Time. It's a summer hit. Spotify username is Aiden Wall. Stream it. We got to hit #1 on the charts. Get No Time to #1. Should I give them a little sample of what goes on in the song, guys? You can commentate on what you think of the bars.
Only if I can give a sample of something that I did drop recently.
Okay, but so it starts off. Here's my verse. It goes, now I'm sitting here, drop top Mustang, nibble on a ear till I stop, brah, crusty. Trying to get away from this thought, brah, trust me. Find another bay till I'm tired of lusting. Yo shit, never fucking quit. Feel like Mayweather. Cause I'm always trying to hit. I spent May with her. By July, she got another dick. Yeah, while she dropped her pants, I just drop a summer hit. Yo, where the boys at? Summer 2020, why I'm trying to get my dick wet, Bad head, migraine. The homies don't blow me, but I'm sure they'd be great. That's my first verse, guys.
Wow, nice.
And there's actually music accompanying it, and there's other voices, and it's mixed, and there's a female singer, and it's an actual song, and it's not in the middle of a podcast episode. So
that's pretty cool.
What do you guys think? What was your favorite line of my song?
What
you've heard so far?
Put a nibble on her ear, then I get that muzzle gear.
Till I get that muzzle gear. I'm looking like a queer, cause I only fuck dudes. You're looking kind of rude.
And men.
Because I'm sitting in the nude. And you're screaming at my lube, which is on my body.
But girl, you are my muse.
Bitch, I'd call you Mew because I cloned you.
And then you fake killed my dad in the live action movie.
Anyway, now
but it was really Greninjas.
Yeah.
So yeah, my thing. I'll give you a little sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of dropped a huge shit in my toilet the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. not saying mine's any similar to yours, but
Dude,
they
Tyler,
do.
you
I
notice
guess you
any
can,
similarities? I'm
you can
curious.
tell our influences are kind of
I
same
couldn't
source.
tell.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't tell the difference. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
yeah. We
it was
both
pretty good. Both. Yeah.
I'm glad Tyler is praising mine just as much as he's praising Aiden's.
Well, I just think that Tyler is a good friend, and I honestly am also glad because I really don't. Despite there being a difference, in my opinion, personally, there's a difference in what we're doing. There's
Very
no
slim.
value. There's no valuing one over the other. And hey, maybe he values yours more than mine. That's fair. I think it's just great that Tyler has his own opinion and that we can all be okay with all those opinions.
That's good. That's good.
I'm a positive person with a positive outlook on life.
I'm glad we're not like putting numbers to it, because then, I mean, there'd be some.
What?
No, there'd just be some obstacles that you wouldn't be able to circumvent.
What? How so?
My numbers being higher than yours.
Really?
Yeah.
My Spotify.
Flow, rhythm, beat, mixing, like post production.
Look, dude, I do all the mixing, so we better cool it right now. But you know what? If we don't cool it, I think you're allowed to have your own opinion. So
Yeah, there's like some corn mix in mine.
ugh.
That's pretty good.
Now it's too far.
That's
that was
some
too far.
highbrow, lowbrow
You just
comedy.
You just got Tyler back on my side. I hate
Yeah, I'm back on Aiden. I'm sorry.
I feel like I hate most like lowbrow or slapstick humor, but that 70s show always does slapstick humor in a really good way. Like they remember when Kelso saw Hyde and Jackie kissing, and then he like ran to go like stop them, but he just hit the screen door or the glass door, and then they had walked away. They always do it well, man. They always do. You watch fucking Three Stooges, and you're like,
Really? Straight face the
face.
whole time?
yeah.
That shit was the OG.
Same thing with fucking Charlie Chaplin or fucking that other dude, the American guy who,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Hitler.
talking about. He did like Charlie Chaplin-esque stuff, same time period.
Yeah.
You talked about him before in college. You know?
Adolf.
No.
They had the same look.
But I don't know, that kind of humor is just so like void of, I guess, you know, when shit just like the jokes we were laughing at in 2014 and now we think are stupid. I guess it's just like after 60 years, that's what Charlie
Yeah.
Chaplin type of humor is to us.
I mean, I can always appreciate Buster Keaton.
That's what I'm talking about, Buster Keaton.
Buster Keaton, he's awesome, dude.
Why is he awesome?
Just some of the like stunts that he's doing were all like real stunts. Like falling off a building and shit. Like he was doing
Yeah.
that for real. Like yeah, he was. Tyler, don't. I see that look in your eyes. You're
No, he did. Like that one
did.
shit with like where the building, was that him where the building like fell?
Yeah.
And he like was standing in a spot, so like the whole building fell on him and he was standing right where like the window would
Oh
fall.
yeah.
But it was like super dangerous.
There's like one where he's like supposed to like jump like from a building to another building, and they actually in the real clip like he missed it and he fell.
fucked it up,
and
yeah.
like he was in like I don't know, like I think he like broke something or whatever for a while.
Well, you know, the thing is, and like while I don't think it's necessarily like that funny or like holds up now, it's also like what other humor could they really do
That was the roots, man.
in other than physical? For the most part, you had to rely on physical humor because you didn't have access to like sound.
Yeah. The only
right.
reason that they weren't doing racist stuff back in like silent films is just because they were.
They were.
It depends who's making the
No,
film.
no, no,
They were.
Yes, they were.
No, I don't. Oh well, some of no,
A
not
lot
really.
of
all
them,
of
probably.
them.
What was the one story of the South?
I've never seen it, but I know what you're talking. I don't know, so
I forget
know
what
but
it's called.
No,
but it's bad.
But they would do Charlie Chaplin shit. Sometimes they would have some like actual like satire humor that would even like hold like to today's standards. It's just rare because you couldn't do it often. But that shit was good. Like there was one where he was on whatever. He was on a boat immigrating into America, and like it's like a shot of like New York, and then it's like it says like in text America, like we finally made it, the land of the free, and then immediately like the officers, just all the like immigrants, they just get like fucking roped back like sardines, like having to like wait in this line, and they're all just like forced together. It's like, yeah, that's called satire, baby. You look it up, Tyler, in a dictionary. You'll see my face there because I'm the king of it,
I haven't checked in a while.
the king of comedy.
Is it
Both start with C's.
King and comedy and
yeah.
satire all start with C's.
Yeah,
And
they
su-
all.
and
tell me
super-
that those aren't sounds that the letter C makes. Each of them.
Yeah.
So
No, that's right.
yeah, I don't know how to spell, but I know how pronouncing things works really well. And I know each letters and what they pronounce. I just don't. I've never decided to put the like all the pieces together, but I'm pretty sure I'm close.
My IQ is only 2 points lower than the max scores because I can't spell.
Tyler, how was your weekend, bro? Oh shit! Wait, did I ever start my timer back up?
No, I don't think you.
I can do the math. We were at 1556,
And now what do you got?
2458.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
So that means that we have
Maybe I can't do the math. I don't know.
no. So now I'm at 16. So we're 8 minutes ahead on your thing. So
Real technical
I gotta
talk
add some
here
8
going
minutes
on.
to guys. If you,
Yeah.
how many of you guys listening at home have ever done math?
Yeah.
None of you?
Look to
Wow.
look around. Look how many hands are not up.
So I think that this is an important thing to address. If I don't know if it was last podcast episode, we talked about how an account called DMing Sean Kane was DMing Sean Kane every day, and I just noticed it. And Sean had said to stop messaging. You said something a little harsh.
I said some hurtful things.
And the account had seen it, and they did post a video of them apparently killing themselves. And
So apparently it's her mom now on the account DMing Sean Kane every day.
but we did want to, I guess, Sean, I think that the only way to really make things right is if you made it like a formal. We did send her, I guess, Ghost an apology, but I think it would be right to you
prayed.
to go on the record and give a real apology, Sean.
I'll give a record. I'll give you a record. Fuck, man. Here I am. I never thought I'd be back at this spot. Down in a deep dark pit inside my heart. Truly, I'm sorry, man. Like DMing Sean Kane. I was being too mean. I was being too mean.
You were being exactly what you said you were going to destroy if you ever got. If you ever made it, and you've made it now, and you became exactly what you said you wouldn't be.
I've been in the way of a social justice warrior.
Fallen from grace.
You're a social justice warrior?
No, I was. I followed.
Do you know who invented that?
No idea, so let's not talk about it.
The nephew of James Madison himself
Yeah?
invented it. Social justice warriors, but it's completely strayed from what it was supposed to be initially.
James Madison.
Yeah.
It's a girl's name, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. James Madison really didn't do much for the founding fathers at all.
Maybe that's why he wasn't so popular in history.
He wasn't so popular in general. He wasn't popular with the girls. That's why he had no kin. Oh, I guess he had to have.
He had no children.
Well, I guess. Well, yeah, no, he could have had no children.
A dog or two.
He had a dog, yeah. One dog, and that dog still has living ancestors.
Yeah, that dog had dogs.
Made more of an impact.
You know what's insane, dude? There's pretty much like with our ancestors and shit like that. There's nothing that we do. Honestly, even with like one generation ago, that like our parents were pretty much doing, like, or like 2 generations ago, we're doing the same shit. They had a different way of speaking. You go back 3 generations, I think, for probably like all of us, and they're not even speaking English anymore. Like 4 generations, 100 years ago, and our ancestors, our blood relatives who we got it from, they're not even speaking English. Nothing's pretty much the same. They like different things. They do different things. They have a different way of talking. They have a different idea of what's appropriate to say and what's not appropriate. They have different foods that they like. Everything's completely different value of life and money and everything. But there's one constant that we all have shared with human beings, with our ancestors, since like fucking forever. And it's honestly, it's just nailing, just like railing. Yeah, just fucking. We've just been doing it probably relatively the same exact way since we started fucking as, I don't know, primates, I guess, whatever. And I just think that that's pretty cool.
It's amoeba.
What else did we because we kept things, like if you really get down to it a level, like we continue to hold things or do things. But like what else have we really kept? Yeah. Activities that we do that we've just done for the last thousands of years. Like, but we're talking about literally just fucking.
Water sports, maybe?
No. Guitar.
With like whales.
Neanderthals
with like
guitar.
whales instead of like
I don't know
boats.
Neanderthals.
Yeah, they were. They would use like animals' guts and like use them as. I swear to God, and they would use.
I don't
them
think
as,
he used guts.
Yeah, no, they would use guts, and that's how
they just use hair, like horsehair and shit.
How does horsehair? No,
You can't even catch a horse. What do you mean?
They didn't use horsehair.
They're so much faster than us.
Horsehair's not gonna make a freaking.
And guts would.
Yeah, they just swear to God.
Guts? No, I don't think guts would.
I'm telling
They
you,
used like bladders and shit for
they
water
used animal
skins.
meat and shit, and they would play
play
music.
guitar.
Like that's the earliest. Yeah, like not necessarily a guitar. More
Are
like
you
a
sure you're
string
not thinking
instrument.
like bones and shit for drums and
No,
stuff?
I'm telling you, they would use them as strings, and then you would be able
How would
to.
there be any like
it's-
trace evidence of this?
I
At all.
learned this in school. The music teacher, who was also my guitar teacher, at home.
Yeah, but what records would we possibly have of Neanderthals playing guitar?
Probably the
with
guitars.
animal guts.
Cave paintings. What?
Maybe cave paintings.
It
probably,
would
I would assume the guitar.
decompose.
Yeah, they could dig
The
them up.
cave paintings
They could find them
might
again.
survive. I doubt
Maybe
they
the-
would
maybe
have
the-
a
maybe
detailed
the-
instruction. Like,
guts
oh
might
yes,
decompose.
kill beast.
The guts may decompose, but the actual other makes of the guitar wouldn't.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to tell that it was guts.
So you don't think there would be trace evidence of blood
I
on it?
can't get behind this, Tyler.
You don't think there'd be trace evidence of blood in the in
Residual DNA?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're really not at all paying attention to how discovering things works, and you're doubting just history.
You're
History's not going to be on your side with this one, man.
Okay.
I don't know what to call that. Ageism?
Ignorance?
Ages.
I guess it's ageism.
I guess it is, yeah.
Ageism is
Unfortunately,
alive and well.
you're an Asian. An Asians.
An age.
What do you say?
An ageist. In layman's terms,
In layman's terms.
you're an ageist,
In
man.
Agems terms.
I'm a gamer.
I'm a gamer.
You're a lamer.
That's true.
See you later, alligator.
You flamer.
You flamer. Yo. And then I went home and watched some Raiders
Yeah.
of the Lost Ark. Ate a tater. Tot.
That's well. We could have just said taters. I think we would have
Watch Cars. There was Mater.
Oh my God, Gator.
I said that.
Oh really?
Yeah, you said
Lit my
see you later,
lightsaber.
Saber, yeah.
Saving all this paper.
Alligator.
Got that gator. Yo, hey.
Hey,
He bit me like a gator. Yo, hey. Playing football like the Gators.
Generator.
Yo, hey.
Phineas and
Drinking
Ferb,
the-
innators.
Yo, hey. Drinking this drink. It is gator. Aid. Yo, hey.
Aid, Gator.
See you later,
Aid.
gator. And then he's gator.
All right, so that was our little segment. Of
I
podcast.
install gates into houses. I'm a gator. Into backyards. Yeah, I'm a really good rapper when it comes to gator, the word gator, and Sean and I kind of that's how we specialize in.
Yeah. Hey man, it's not okay to say that word anymore. Slaver.
Oh, you can't say it, guys.
Laying pipe down in the yard. Irrigator.
Oh, cute stone
That's pretty good,
tiles
actually.
everywhere. Paver.
Yeah, pussy so slimy like a snail.
Like
yeah,
an alligator.
got locked up, but she paid my bail. Then I hit the rail. Her pussy.
No. We're doing.
No, I'm actually not reading from my phone.
We're doing aiders. We're doing aiders.
This has gone
guys,
on for far too
Skater.
Skater.
Aider, like just the number 8.
Guys, or masturbator, yes. Dave
Masturbator.
just said
Yeah, everyone in the whole world does that.
Master debater.
Oh, that's a good one. Masturbator.
Oh.
Yeah, like a baiter.
I later
Where?
to rest.
Nice. Thank you for finishing it.
long. Her pussy.
And the rest of her body.
Why would you specify like the pussy first? It's like no, but she's
No
actually
particular
dead.
order.
Yeah, no,
Her
we actually put the
ligaments.
rest of her in the
In
ground.
no
too.
particular. Guys, we got to take a quick break and we will be right back with more podcast listening pleasure. We would give you a kiss, but we're not there. We're not stuck in your radio. We're a podcast millions of miles away.
But
Silly
trust
guys.
me, if we were, we would.
We would give you a kiss. See you in just a moment.
Alligator. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Podcast Minute Talk Show. As you know, as you have has been thoroughly ingrained into your head, we will sell out. We will not be the same as we are right now. That would be the case, actually, if we weren't doing fake sponsors every single week to get you trained and ready. So here we're going to give you a few fake sponsors so that you know that when we're making a lot, a million times more money.
You're not going to have to deal with change.
Yeah, thanks for saving me. Let's start with the
And you will be dealing with change. Meanwhile, we're dealing with fucking cheddar.
with a lot of coins.
Yeah. Guys, this episode of Podcast Minute Talk Show was sponsored by the man who's been sneaking in my room and replacing all of my size 12 shoes with size 11 and a half, slowly one shoe at a time over the last 8 years. So shout out to him.
Probably into foot binding. Anyway,
He's going to get me down to a size 6 someday.
this episode was sponsored by bicycle seats. They really just help you. They really help make that ride a lot more comfortable than it would be without them. And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, this episode of Podcast Man Talk Show is actually brought to you by that medical maneuver you see in TV shows when they stab a pen directly onto the person's throat when they can't breathe. Yeah, you should try that. You should see if you could do that in a real situation. You should push the doctor out of his way and say, "I saw this. I can do this."
One time I saw somebody do that, but with we didn't set the timer at all for the sponsors. This episode of Podcast Man Talk Show is sponsored by
Time.
We don't know what
It's an illusion.
it is. All right. I'm assuming we have a minute and 30 seconds left of these sponsors.
I assume so.
I think that's wrong. We probably have like a minute.
Oh,
It's been 2 minutes. We have a minute left of our sponsors. This episode of Podcast Minute Talk Show is sponsored by the concept of time itself. Did you know this episode is actually sponsored by the conductor in the Polar Express, whose watch, his time does not work linearly like it does for us. We do not have a number system. For him, it's just his watch. It's either on time or it's early, very early, extremely early, or on the other half of the watch, it's late, and it just switches back and forth. Time does not work linearly for him. Shout out to the concept of time and how it can be different for different people if we let it.
This episode was also sponsored by Tom Hanks, who let us use his likeness in this Polar Express reference. Thank you, Tom Hanks.
This was was also sponsored by Back to the Future. The train in Polar Express was run on a flux capacitor. This is true. The director of it is also the director of Back to the Future, and the train did run on a flux capacitor. That's actually a fact, and you can look it up, and you see it in the movie.
Okay, lastly, this episode of Podcast Minute Talk Show is actually brought to you by Mouth to Mouth. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna fake drowning so I get kissed by that really cute lifeguard. Oh wait, crap. No, not the big fat sweaty guy. Oh.
Guys, we'll be just right back with maybe a special guest on the show. We don't know. He hasn't called us back for years.
Welcome back, everybody, to a bodaciously rap segment of Podcast Man Talk Show. You thought we were doing a lot of rap stuff earlier.
It's just getting started.
Yeah, no, this is actually a rap theme
Episode, right? That's what I was saying. 'Cause we rapped
Hamilton,
earlier, and I showed my rap. Holy
and you
shit! I
rapped.
showed my rap song.
Wow.
And then we did all those really good rhymes.
Yeah, that's
that were really
crazy.
actually fire, and we should probably make it.
And we're actually there is going to be no guest because that's a wrap on the episode, guys. We're done.
No, actually, we do have a guest. You heard his voice a second ago. He's been on 1 Minute Talk Show a good couple of times now. Huge Eminem fan. Meme's a little dead, but he was a huge Monster Energy fan until it got too popular. Now he drinks
Bang.
I'm into
Red Bull
Bang,
or
Rockstar, Bang,
just,
anything else.
Coke Energy. Isn't that the new one that you really like?
It's okay.
Jonah Hill likes it. Martin Scorsese likes it.
Yeah, but they're like sellouts now.
And they're old.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's a kid named Kyle, and you were here with some interesting news.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, just tell everything about me, I guess. You know my life story. Yeah, whatever.
That's pretty much where your life ends in my eyes.
He was almost
you'd
on
be right.
probation.
So what exactly are you here to promote? What has just come out?
Kid Cudi and Eminem collabed together. They made a new song. It dropped. Was it yesterday?
It was today, actually.
It was today.
I mean,
I'm
I wouldn't
sorry.
know because you're here. to
I've
promote,
lost
but
track of all time
because the song is just so fire that you can't even.
How many times have you listened to it?
At least 12 on the way here.
Wow. How far is the walk?
Well, the song's about 3 some minutes, and I listened to it 12 times.
So what's that math?
You
for
do
me?
the math.
What's that math for me? 36 some minutes.
I
All
can't
those
count
losers
that
and
high.
nerds at home, could you count that out for us on your
And then email us.
abacuses, whatever they're called?
Guys, we are going to be deciphering M's lyrics. They're so powerful that sometimes they might go over your head, your stupid little brains, right? Right, Kyle?
Yep.
We're going to be deciphering them. Kyle's going to be helping us out. We couldn't do it alone. Sean and I wanted to, but we couldn't do it alone. So we had the expert to come help us out.
We don't have the horsepower.
We don't have the M.
What could that?
What?
Dawn power, brain,
Yeah.
love, heart. I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You ain't got it in you.
We don't love each
it's
other
fine.
enough.
It's fine. Anyway, I think we should go on to analyzing these lyrics.
Are we
'cause
just
got some
skipping?
good ones here.
Are we skipping?
We're skipping Kid Cudi's verse.
Oh, I'm sorry, kids.
Sorry, kid. But maybe when we have on the biggest Kid Cudi fan, we can read yours. Unfortunately, we only have the biggest.
Yeah, maybe when they grow up,
So
because they're only like 2 years old. Right
M
now.
says, got a little green, but I don't do weed. perp nor lean. That's tunichi.
So Aiden's actually struggling
Guys,
a little bit because
The words are too. The power of the rhymes is
power
so
of the
good.
rhyme.
It's too
But
powerful.
I do want to go on to and he says got a little green.
Yeah. He's
Monsters
referring-
Inc.
I like to think that
Not Mike Wazowski.
I like to think he's referring to a small thumb, a green thumb. He's taking on a gardening sort of.
You think that's probably what he meant?
Yeah.
Then what do
yeah.
you think? Because then he said, "But I don't do weed."
Because
he meant he's not smoking weed anymore.
No, it's because he's growing stuff in his garden, but he's just not weed. He's just not
weed.
growing.
So he's
wants to
growing every other.
emphasize.
So he's growing every other
Yes.
plant that can grow ever.
Oh,
in
yeah.
existence. He's
Of
listing them
course.
off. He's found it's easier because it's millions of plants.
Yeah, how
He
could you
found it-
name every fucking
except for
plant?
the cannabis plants?
Why wouldn't you just say not weed? Because he's
all-
growing everything
Oh,
else.
so this makes a lot more sense now.
That's really-
that's a lot of plants.
That's good, actually.
I wonder how many plants exist.
So
Too many to count.
yeah, after that, a little after that, he says, Snoop D-O double, that's 2 G's. Yup.
I probably spent on paper. Ooh wee.
Ooh-wee. So
Since Tuesday probably killed a few trees.
So this is really exciting because not only do we have the Peanuts, Charlie Brown and Snoopy
Snoopy
being referenced,
referenced.
we also actually have Ooh-wee Mama, Zooey Mama. That's
Dewey Mama from Die With
That's-
the Kid.
yeah, that
it's
is-
actually a double entendre because it is a reference to that, I believe, but it's also
Rally's famous catchphrase.
Ooh-wee, Mr. Poopy Butthole from Rick and Morty.
Morty, yes, yes,
that.
that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
and we know that Eminem exists in the Rick and Morty universe because Logic was
Logic
in an
exists
episode.
in an episode, and Logic and Eminem made that song.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, Eminem does exist in that
And,
universe.
and Logic wouldn't have a career if it were not for Eminem,
When he
even
said-
in a cartoon.
Yeah, so he says Snoop,
That's a fact.
Snoop double O. No, he says Snoop D-O double.
Yeah.
That's 2 G's. I probably spent on paper. Ooh-wee. What do you mean? What do you think he means by I probably spent on paper?
he probably spent on paper.
Because he's using paper to buy paper. That doesn't make much sense.
Well, I mean, toiletries are a necessity.
Paper.
Could be.
He's writing so many fire rhymes and lyrics that
He's
he
burning
keeps crumbling
through it,
up.
literally.
Yeah, no, yeah.
His arm going at
arm
such a
movements, so
rapid
burning with
movement,
passion.
burning through the
Look,
paper.
I probably spent on paper. Ooh-wee. Since Tuesday probably killed a few trees, but the only ones I smoke are the loose leaf. That is an actual. That's actually
Loose
That's
leaf
what he means literally.
paper, yes.
Because he writes so many rhymes that he burnt through pit. You guys gave a real good job.
So that's actually what he meant.
Yeah, pretty much.
This sucks.
Then that was a good line.
I don't think that sucks.
I think
No, I'm saying it sucks because we were trying to be funny and we.
Wait, you were trying to
fucking
be
blew
funny,
it.
Kyle? You sound a lot like Tyler, our co-host, who doesn't have that inflection of
Oh,
voice.
weird! I forgot how my accent goes this whole
Kyle.
time.
Can you take this a little fucking seriously, man?
No, no. In the lore, no, you're messing up the lore of the show. Tyler's in the bathroom. We saw Tyler leave,
Yes.
and then Kyle came in, but Tyler's still in the bathroom.
I crawled in through the vents.
I checked on him, guys.
Tyler's asleep in his room. There's no
This
way
isn't Tyler.
that's not.
I locked
that's
the
not
door
a
so he
soccer
can't
ball.
come back in.
He says, "Not high, but I'm your highness, and secretly you're on my dick." This is it's just a direct I guess M is subtly hinting to us that maybe he is a pedophile. Or not, I'm sorry, not a pedophile. I take that back. A molester, not for kids.
I was thinking
Or-
He
that
doesn't specify who he molests. We just know that he's not supposed to be
or
doing it.
related to royalty. He is your highness.
Yes, but you're secretly on my dick. They don't know that. Unless he's speaking about Dick.
Like Dick Ryder figuratively.
Yeah, no, Dick Ryder, the original Robin in Batman and Robin.
Oh, right.
His name, Dick.
Yeah.
Ryder.
Ryder.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's probably what it is.
So the next really good line. Next good line. I'm mouthwash because if I was on the floor, I'd swish. Fluoride, swish. That was the background. What do we think? What could he mean?
I think he's. Can you read it to me one more time, please? I think I need it twice.
I'm mouthwash because if I was on the floor, I'd swish. Fluoride.
I think he means nothing other than he's saying I'm mouthwash, and then he's moving on to the next thing, and he's just saying if I was on the floor, literally, if he was on the floor,
A new sentence, new topic?
Yeah, new topic. Please, I'd swish. He's saying that he would swish. And you know what I think is interesting? He probably doesn't even know. It sounds a lot like fluoride swish, like mouthwash. So it's like if only he thought of a way to kind of make it on purpose.
To kind of bridge those.
Yeah, but he didn't. They're two separate things, and I doubt he did that on purpose.
This might be an unpopular thing, but maybe if he slowed down his rapping, maybe he could like spend a little bit time on each line and really like try to build it up and to be really special.
He says, I just used the same basket as you shopping. Now I'm in a fucking casket from you coughing. That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty freaking cool. That's pretty cool, guys. Come on. I don't want to. That's pretty clever. Coughing, yeah. Like casket, great. Coughing. Yeah, but then he's also like and basket as you shopping. Before that, he said, don't want to wear a mask and they're just scoffing. That's how you end up catching the shit off them. I just used the same basket as you shopping. Now I'm in a fucking casket from you coughing.
It's just a good bar.
It's just a good bar, guys. We'll move on.
You don't have to analyze it. It's just a good bar.
The real ones never stray. It's sort of like Medusa. That's how you stay ahead of the snakes.
Woo.
So I think what he means by this, Medusa.
I think he has fought the legendary mythical
literally
Gorgon.
Speaking, Medusa.
Medusa.
Yes.
It would have to be Medusa's great.
And
Medusa.
Perhaps even coming out of that battle, gained experience in order to help write this song.
Kyle, I've got a question. Who was able to defeat Medusa in Greek mythology?
I don't really give a shit. I know that she probably got resurrected for Eminem to fight her. So as long as Eminem got out of it alive.
Here's the thing,
Percy Jackson.
Tyler. No.
Perseus.
Perseus actually is the one who was able to defeat Medusa.
That's great and all.
What I think Eminem is trying to say, you know how he defeated he used
cut off her head.
No, he used a very clean shield.
Oh.
I'm being serious. He used a very highly polished shield and was able to deflect her looks and something like that.
No, that's
a stone.
No, he didn't turn Medusa into a stone.
He did, bro.
No, he used the shield to look at her because the vision thing didn't happen through reflection. Then he cut off her head. Well,
what I'm trying to get to is I think M is trying to allude that he is Perseus. Not like metaphorically, like literally. He's been around for thousands of years, and he fought in the Trojan War.
As is the way that we're reading all these lines. All of this is literal.
Literal.
It's all happening literal.
Rap doesn't really. They don't do comparisons or similes or metaphorical stuff for the most part. Whenever someone says something, they mean it.
Yeah. Wow. Exactly like this line. Please, bitch, I'm a house rat. I guess M's also a fucking rat.
These rats are about the cheese like mouse traps.
These raps are about like cheese.
I think he's referring to the board game Mousetrap.
Mousetraps?
As a child, I used to play that a lot.
And you always thought of, who'd you always think of?
M, of course.
Trapping the other rappers like he's the big...
Because he's the big king rat.
He's a big king rat, yeah.
Guys, I have decided personally that I've moved on to an even better M verse. Because,
are you looking at bread is long like an Italian sub?
No, here, if she was a flavor, I won't save her. No taste buds, ho, later. Fuck you looking at, hater. I saw them eyes like an ass raper. Try to copy my swag like a cheating classmate. I'll be the last face you see for you pass when you get your fucking ass graded like a math paper. Just an example of just some of the skill that Eminem has and how he knows what's corny, what's not, and he strays only to things that are whack sometimes, and it's really, I guess, beautiful.
Yeah.
Tyler, what are you seeing right now?
Now, if rap was b-ball, I'd be Jordan-like, bitch. What?
Michael Jordan's a baseball player. That's first.
No, actually,
like, very interesting.
So I think
because he's Michael Jordan is a actor. He's from Black Panther.
Space Jam.
No, Black
Michael
Panther.
Jordan was
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh yes, that's who
He's referring to.
Drop the B because Michael Jordan is not
didn't
famous
rhyme
anymore.
because there's too many syllables. Rappers do this often.
Michael B. Jordan, he be crazy.
Yes.
The B in b-ball
So
does
what I think
refer to Michael B. Jordan.
I think what M is trying to say here is he's trying to reference Black Panther by referencing Michael B. Jordan. I think what he's trying to say is Black Panther's cool and all, but I'm a white rapper and I'm the best in the game, and there's a reason for it, and it's not because of my skill. I think he's trying to say that. I think he's trying to empower white people. I don't necessarily agree with this. I'm just trying to decipher it the best way I can.
I kind of read into it like he wants to, dismantle Wakanda and bring, all that high, powerful technology out into the rest of the world. And I think that's a pretty solid move, honestly.
I got this right here. I left my legacy hurt. Fucking absurd. Like a shepherd having sex with his sheep. Fuck what you heard. All this talk in my ear. I got an idea. Like the clerk when you're trying to buy beer. ID.
Fuck what you heard. Fuck
what you heard.
Fuck those sheep.
Yeah, fuck those sheep. Well, no, that's exactly what he means.
You'll change your mind when you hear this one.
Okay.
Woo, we're halfway at this point. Doing great so far. What's all this we stuff? I'm doing all the hard work. Break time's over. Here we go. Metapod, Marowak, Kakuana, Clefairy, Dodrio, Cedra, Vileplume, Krabby, Lickitung, Taros, Weedle, Needlerand.
What do you think he meant by
Shelter. I think he could be listing like all the other rappers he could beat in a 1v1.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
Freestyle.
I genuinely think because he says top 5. He says, "Here's my top 5."
He's
worst
halfway.
rappers.
Yeah, and
then
he goes,
he's naming Clefairy and
And then he gets like 100, or he gets like 75 in, and he's like, "Oh, we're halfway to all these rappers I could beat."
I mean, but I'd have to be Dracula's sidekick to be down for the count. Guys, I think what he means by this, is that Dracula, famous character from Sesame Street, is how he learned to count numbers.
Yeah.
But the only way he could really be interested, despite wanting to learn, the only way he could really bring himself to do it is if he was the sidekick of said character. Otherwise, he doesn't watch baby cartoons.
Because they're for babies.
They're for babies, and Eminem's an adult.
Yeah, they're for babies like Kid Cudi.
They're for stupid babies like Kid Cudi.
Like Baby Cudi.
Now, Kyle,
Yeah.
I want to know your opinion on the song, man.
Give your honest opinion. How about you rate it with the Anthony Fantano style number system?
Yes, please.
Well, as an M fan, I got to give it a strong 10, without a doubt.
Okay.
But
What about as a Cudi fan?
a Cudi fan, probably like a light 4.
Okay, but you're an M fan, so
Oh, it's definitely a strong 10 for M fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like every
Big
M
moves
song
out
is
there.
a strong 10
Well-
for M fans.
It's art. He's an artist. He's a master of his trade. It's easy, for him. He just writes out bar after bar.
Yeah,
It's
for an M
nonstop.
fan, the thing that they want most from another M song is another M song.
Exactly.
So it fills his void.
If we ever make like a Patreon, I feel like what I would want to see, what I would pay to see is if we do like 30-minute or like if we did an hour-long podcast or something like that. Like if we did a second podcast, I would really want to it would just be all characters and we'd just be making them all like Disney when they would do like things where or Cartoon Network when they'd have all the characters at the
They'll
movie theater.
interact.
We just have different variations of 3 different characers.
This week's like most voted trio to be together.
And they just discuss their different.
That's
like,
weird.
You're a big M fan. Imagine, we have there's this Brockhampton fan who's an art student. You guys would have a lot to say, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know why you're referring to us like characters or whatever.
Because you guys are
I'm
zany
a real
weirdos,
guy.
one-dimensional for the most part, with the exception of a few like Tom Holland
And Kyle.
who's an actor. And no, Kyle's pretty one-dimensional.
Yeah, and Kyle.
I think he has
That's
a
why
lot
Kyle
of
keeps doing this Tyler impression on our shows, because he doesn't have a lot to say as himself, so he's trying to mimic what our great friend and host. And
I just love making fun of that loser. It's so easy.
Almost like a brother to me, Tyler.
Yeah, he's like one of my best friends. He'll always be, in my heart forever.
Yeah, I really miss him.
I miss him so
Rest in
much.
peace, man.
And I hope he didn't run away.
I can't believe he got hit by that car.
On the way to the bathroom. Guys, we'll be right back. We forgot, honestly, until just now, we forgot. Tyler did get hit by a car when Kyle was coming in, and we should probably get back to that.
It's
'Cause
okay.
This was like 15 minutes ago.
We should
and
address
We should
that.
address that we didn't even move him off the side of the street.
Yeah, we should. So he could have gotten.
We
hit
don't even
again.
know if he's alive or dead, but his arm was not where his rest of the body was, and his leg was like
We all walked by him.
backwards.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah,
check on it and figure it
tire
out.
track.
But I don't know if Tyler's breathing, but I just realized we should have probably taken care of that before we started the Kyle interview.
I'm gonna use that pen trick on him.
Oh, yeah, let's try the pen. Guys, we'll be right back. We're going
It'll
to take a
probably
quick
work.
break. We're going to try the pen trick with Kyle, and hopefully all 4 of us will be back on the show. See you in just a moment.
What is up, everybody? How are you all doing? Oh my god.
Oh my God, you're listening to the podcast Minute Talk Show, the only podcast you need. What's up? I'm your radio host, Aiden Wall, back at it again. This week we got a new track from Aiden Wall. It's called No Time. We're going to be playing it, spin digging it for you right now. And then afterwards we got that new Kid Cudi Eminem track and that new Alexander FAMilton soundtrack to play. Today's a good day for hip hop. Nothing else has come out. Not Juice WRLD's legacy posthumous album. We're just going to be playing this other stuff.
That's cool. All right. So,
Oh, fucking Juice WRLD and didn't fucking Pop Smoke also get a posthumous album release the same? Yeah, good timing for music.
Killers were found too, I thought.
Yeah, I guess it's a good.
album covers and that.
I was gonna say it's a good time to be Pop Smoke, but he's not really reaping those benefits. So never mind, guys. Anyway, we have a few minutes left in the podcast. I'm sure you're probably wondering what happened. Tyler wasn't actually dead. Sean, do you want to tell him what you did? Sean kind of saved the day.
It's a crazy story.
I kind of saved the day.
Because Tyler was dead when we found him.
Oh, I was well beyond the mortal realm.
Minutes. Yeah, his body was all none of his bones were in the right spot.
Mangled, just destroyed.
So I got there a little bit later. Everybody was already there. There was a huge crowd. The ambulance was there. The ambulance was actually starting to back up onto Tyler, and it was just about to reverse onto his head and snap his neck. But luckily, almost as if I stopped time, I managed to get there in time. I pulled him out of the way, and then I don't know, for some reason Kyle laid down or something, and then Kyle so he got hit by that ambulance.
It was tragic.
Yeah, it was a pretty exciting story. I'm sure I butchered it in some way because I'm still reeling from the adrenaline. I haven't slept in 36 hours. So
even though it was mere moments ago, I think that's just
it was mere moments ago. But I've already aged lifetimes. I'm already 20 years past the date I should have died. So
yeah,
wow.
I just wanted to bring this up, guys. There's been rumors about us here and there about Podcast Minute Talk Show. And things are going out. I just want to say, don't believe what you've been hearing, and I just want to say that like a shepherd having sex with a sheep, fuck what you heard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to show you guys this, but I noticed in the comments on our latest episode of 1 Minute Talk Show, on the YouTube comments, I think somebody commented because we talked about us both being president and good presidential candidates, and somebody else commented who would be the president, who would be the vice president, and then somebody responded Aiden wouldn't take anything less than being the president. And I was they're starting to get it. I also wanted to read out loud to everybody the review of me from on the podcast that somebody left. Do you remember? I sent it.
Oh, I remember.
It was a pretty good. Was this which chat was it in? It was a good review. I'll give it.
Yeah, once you find it, at least.
All right, Tyler, why don't you stall for me while I find it?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna talk about boring shit. So recently, I found out that fish actually do feel pain. So that really brings up problems with
Wait, really?
Yeah, fish feel pain.
How do you know that?
There was an article about it. Scientific data.
They've been poking him.
I apologize. I'll rephrase what I mean, but how did they find out?
I don't know. I didn't read that far into it yet.
Why did we think that they didn't feel pain before?
Because it was just they got...
Because they don't react?
Well, kind of, but it was they got different nervous systems. So the pain they feel is fish pain. So it's not bad. And everyone was kind of just okay, they don't feel pain. Okay. But then it's wait, no, they do feel pain. Guess what? Recreational fishing is really fucked up. So I mean, do with that what you will.
Stop fishing. Stop eating them.
Fishing. Well, no, I mean
you can fish just with your bare hands.
Commercial fishing is fine and shit because people eat. Fishing? That's where you that's where big companies fish, and although it's still messed up, the whole process is bad because we're overfishing.
Yeah,
people still need to eat fish.
They need to eat fish.
It's a huge fucking portion of people's diets.
We don't have
sure,
enough
but do
animals
they
on
need
the land.
Yeah, if you were to completely take out fishing from Japan's economy, it would fuck it up.
I don't really see the problem.
So you're saying that if I'm sure that taking slavery out of the economy hurt our economy for a while.
We would just have to do it in small ways.
I think we could slowly take fishing out, but yeah. So Tyler,
slowly, sure.
I guess
but then it would just be replaced by other foods.
I guess if it was the 1800s, we know where you stand.
I'm not siding with slavery.
Well, you're siding with animal slavery, basically.
Not really.
Yeah, shepherd.
You're the one who said you wanted more. Oh, but land animals are fine, I suppose.
Have you seen what they do? No, only for farms.
But is that not animal enslavement? Whatever. Get on.
Only in farms.
Regular animals don't feel pain either.
Yeah, no, chickens don't feel pain. That's why they keep them in.
It's not as if they.
And that's why they genetically make them huge, and their lives are painful and awful.
Most of them are glad to be in a cage.
I would like them to just be all released in the wild, just to see what happens.
Like the dinosaurs.
Every single domesticated animal ever. Just at once.
That's the.
I'm just curious.
At the end of the second Jurassic World movie, they do that.
They released the dinosaurs.
Yeah, they were going to let them die, but
that's a horrible idea.
Girl
no, but they're just going to become like natural animals again.
But
even though
I feel like dinosaurs
10 of them, so it doesn't
could
really make
still
sense, but I don't care that much.
Dominate humans.
No. No, because we got social media and stuff. We could text each other when the dinosaur's coming.
Because they're just physically so much superior.
We just need. Superior. I mean, yeah, there'd be a shitload of casualties, but it would just be like, okay, well, the dinosaur's here now, and then
the other mammals, it would fuck up. The
only
reason we exist and all the mammals exist is because the dinosaurs went away. I'm sure that we would get fucked, but I'm also sure that all the other animals and all the other
Whoa,
I just realized something, dude.
Whoa,
I don't know. I've just always thought of dinosaurs as kind of one, I don't know, similar concept or whatever. But then I'm just realizing now that there were dinosaurs that had to live in hot freaking African deserts, and there was dinosaurs that had to live in the cold areas, so they would all adapt differently. There's oh, that's so neat. Isn't that so cool?
Yeah.
Dinosaurs, they're like bears and tigers and stuff. And that they adapt to their ecosystem and environment.
Most animals do that. Yeah.
Do you think that Jurassic Park took that into consideration at all, or they just chose random dinosaurs and then
they just chose cool dinosaurs and that was it?
See, that's where my problem is with Jurassic Park. I want to learn more about the ecosystem.
I already talked about this, but they made the velociraptors bigger than normal velociraptors are, and then right before they released the film, they found Utah raptors, which were about the same size as the ones that they did in the movie. So they're like, oh, thank God we that saved us.
Yeah. They never gave any of the dinosaurs any penises.
No dick or balls because they were all females.
Does not make sense. Does not make sense.
So back on topic, somebody commented on our podcast. Would love to see the podcast with no Aiden. Dude can admit when he's wrong and is not even close to being as funny as the other two. Sucks. Because he thinks he's funny and talks over Sean and Tyler, but he usually just ruins the bits that the other guys are setting up. I'm going to just say this. The part about me not being as funny as the other two, and everything else, that totally valid, probably totally correct. Probably totally true. I can't prove it. I'm biased in this decision, so I've taken myself out of the voting process of this entirely. But the can admit when he's wrong part is mostly a played up exaggeration bit for the podcast. So I just wanted to clear up some of the rumors.
Fuck super thin skin. There you go. That's actually true.
In real life, I'm actually such a good boyfriend, and I'm such a good guy, and girls are always all over me. But you know what? I just take them out, and I don't even kiss them on the first date. But of course, on the second date, I rail them because I'm also a G. I'm a gentleman, but I'm also a G, and I'm kind of perfect in every way. So maybe on this podcast, this stupid little hour-long podcast that Sean likes to do, I might not be the funniest one on here. But in real life, I'm the man. I'm the man.
Yeah,
in all other scenarios,
I'm a winner.
I'm a winner. I win things, and I won this comment. I'm right, and this comment is wrong.
Yeah, if we were to make this about having sex with women, then I'm sure everybody knows.
Oh, I didn't actually even realize. But the guy who commented on him said, pretty sure not admitting he's wrong is a bit.
I thought that was you on a second account.
No. So I guess some people just, they're on the same wavelength as me, a winning wavelength. He said, I disagree on him not being as funny as the other two. I think he's just as funny, but Sean is a little funnier in my opinion. But I'm a little biased towards Sean, that sexy piece of ass with that hot nerdy look. Sean, if you're reading this, I want you. Sure, sometimes they really went off on Sean. I guess you're really irresistible. Yeah. What do you have to say to that guy who wants you, Muhammad? He's Muhammad. That's the most common freaking name in the world.
Yeah. Thanks, I guess. I'm a little sensitive.
If you were from Egypt, would you say you were African American?
What?
If your parents were from Egypt, would you say you were African American?
Probably
I would need to give more
Would you say you're
thought.
Egyptian American?
I can't answer this in 2 seconds.
Probably, yeah.
So-
Egyptian American?
Well, is it not more Middle Eastern?
No, it's in Egypt. It's a part of. I mean, it's Africa. Egypt is a part of Africa. It's a country in Africa.
Yeah, but is it not considered part of like the Middle East?
I'm pretty sure it's
area?
considered part of Africa.
Africa.
Well, yeah, I know it's part of continental Africa, but would it not be considered part of Middle East? Middle East isn't like a continent. I'm not saying
Middle East is anywhere
Israel.
that is anywhere that
Iraq.
isn't the U.S. and Europe.
Iran.
I get that, but is Egypt part of that? That's what I'm asking.
Are other African
South
countries
America
also part
is
of
the Middle East.
What?
I'm asking you this. I don't know much.
I didn't know what you said.
Are other African countries part of the Middle East?
I have no idea. That's
Oh.
I was asking
I was going
you
to say
because
that
I felt like you would
probably-
know.
No, I don't know anything about geography.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
I
do
don't
know
know
a little
why
bit.
I'm-
I know
why-
Israel's there, and I know I'm Middle Eastern.
1%.
You're asking.
I'm not
Aiden about
1% actually.
Your dad
I
was
got an
2%?
ancestor. My dad. We actually. Here's the thing. I got an ancestor kit. My dad's been saying 3 to 4% recently. But anyway, that's why I said 2% because my dad
fluctuates.
says more than that. But anyway, I got an ancestor kit. I haven't sent it in yet because I don't want to have to give them all my blood. But I'm gonna do it eventually. Or I don't want it to piss in a cup or whatever you do to get the ancestor kit.
No, you piss on the box.
Okay. But I will, on Podcast Minute Talk Show, I vow by the end of this summer, I'll have sent it in and I will know exactly how much Middle Eastern I am. Honestly, I think this is how it's going to go 50% Italian, 49% Middle Eastern, 1% of Irish and all the other stuff. That's what probably makes sense to me. That's what I identify with. And I just think that, actually, I'm sorry, 75% Italian, 24% Middle Eastern,
1% everything.
1% everything else.
Global man.
Yeah.
Man
Dutch.
of the world.
A lot of other things. You know what sucks about me? I'm a fucking mutt. I'm a fucking mutt, dude. I'm so many other things.
I don't want to have
I'm not
this
just Italian and Irish,
conversation.
dude. I'm fucking Italian, Irish, and all these other bullshit
purebred.
things.
What
I don't
can
even
I
care. My dad thinks he might even be a little Polish. I'm
100%
2%
German.
Middle Eastern.
What
You're not
can
a
I say?
fucking purebred.
I'm pure. I'm pure as fuck.
You're pure at heart, yeah, and you're pure in terms of,
Yeah,
because
never
you're
had
waiting for
sex.
marriage. But when it comes down to it, you're a fucking mutt.
Nuh-uh. I'm 100%
What?
human.
That is
And
true.
at
We
the
are
end-
all
at the end,
100%
everybody-
human.
100% a G.
And guys, we've been working that line up since the very start of this episode.
Yeah, this was the main topic of today's episode. Not
today's
rapping. This was
we're one of-
human.
humans. We wanted to end it off with this: love your neighbor, love everybody like they're your neighbor. Love everyone like you love yourself. At the end of the day, yes, we are all different, and that's not something to ignore. Plenty of people are different colors. I'm white-ish. Sean's fully white. I'm not. But then other people are black. Some people are black-ish. Some people are Mexican. Some people are Asian. Some people are this and that. Caucasian, European, African American, Egyptian American.
Oh, all those things.
Other people. I have a big nose. Sean has a smaller nose. Tyler's got a medium-sized nose. Tyler's got long hair. I've
Tyler's got a small
pretty
penis.
long hair.
Aiden and I have very above
I want to
average.
get at what I'm getting at. Tyler does have a small penis. He's got a very tiny penis.
Very little. Very, very,
It's
very
true,
little.
ladies. I hope you're
I have a
into
big
that.
penis. When it's hard, not when it's soft. I do not. But that doesn't matter because women don't care about when it's soft. So I'm good. I'm a winner like always. Anyway, what I'm getting at here is that we're all different, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, we're all humans. So love your neighbor like you'd love your neighbor. Love yourself like you'd love your neighbor. And maybe if we just respect people a little more, we should be less divided and we should unite. Thank you, guys. This is what we wanted to get at.
Everybody, we should love each other and not fight.
Maybe if we... Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. I hope that you learned something new today, and I'm sure you did, because I'm probably one of the most open people. I have better views than you listening. That's just...
All right.
Sorry, I'm really playing up the guy's comment. I'm really trying to play up being an asshole for the guy listening.
Just for that guy, so he knows.
Thanks everyone for listening. This was an episode of Podcast Minute Talk Show, and now we're gonna go and play Castle Crashers.
It was the rap diversity
episode.
episode.
Rap diversity.
Oh,
human.
how fitting. Hip hop was started in black culture. That's so nice.
Kid Cudi and Eminem.
And now,
diversity.
The Harlem
years later,
Renaissance.
black and white come together.
We all come
to
back
drop a fire song. And you know what?
Yin and Yang.
Yes, Kid Cudi and Eminem are totally yin,
Yin and
yang.
yang.
It just
David, stop the camera. We should
Yeah.
stop recording.
Why? We didn't end the episode yet. Sean's gonna have to fully animate frame by
He's
frame.
picking up the whole camera. He's walking out.
Guys,
he's going outside.
we'll hear you guys next week.
It's
Don't
pouring
forget
out.
to post us on your story and show you love and tell your friends. Tell your friends to listen to our podcast. Tell your friends. 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 See you next week. Sorry, I had a stroke.
Did you actually stop the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
See, you know, Dave. You know who decides?
it up and then you kept
Yeah.
We didn't say our name. We
We didn't even say our names or goodbye. You know, you don't
gonna have
decide
to
when the
cut this
episode
shit
ends.
out.
You know who does? Sean. We didn't even say our names or get to say goodbye.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm Aiden.
We went 10 minutes over.
So we.
And I'm Tyler.
And I'm Sean as well. So
Is this talk show recording?
yeah.
And I'm Aiden.
And I'm Dave.